Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's great to have you here. Thank you so much for connecting in and tuning in. And in today's reading, we're just going to get straight to it. It's really about, do you share the same feelings with your person? Are you both on the same page in terms of how you're feeling in the connection? So that's what we're going to be exploring today. And we've got our three piles as usual. We've got pile number 1, which is the Emperor card, and the Carnelian stone here. Pile number 2, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Green Aventurine, and pile number 3, which is the Queen of Wands with a little yellow stone. So there you go, that's our 3 piles. Just use your intuition, go for the pile that's calling for you, and I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 1, welcome back to your reading. So in today's reading we're doing, aren't we, do you and your person of interest, do you share the same feelings in this connection? Is it mutual between you? Are you on the same page? So you chose to come into the reading initially under the card which is the Emperor, Major Arcana card, the Emperor, and the just gonna put that there, and the little Carnelian stone here. And I also pre-shuffled a couple of my little Aura-Soma inspiration cards that relate to the tarot deck as well. And this is the Knight of Pentacles. This actually relates to the Knight of Pentacles here. And this is, this is the Tower. This is the Tower card. Okay, so that's number 16. And that one is spot number 67. Okay. So let's have a look here. So I wanted some cards here to sort of give me a sense initially of the sort of general energy of the connection between you and your person, and it would also give you a little bit of an idea, maybe, as I sort of explain this, whether this is the right path for you. Just to remind you, it is a general reading, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't resonate. You never have to take a message that doesn't resonate with you, and remember, it's timeless, so it's good for whenever you're finding it. And a big thank you if you're a new returning viewer or subscriber, then thank you so much for tuning in. So just from these 3, what I'm sensing here, the general energy of this connection at the moment is that it could be one that is in separation, or certainly one that is maybe going from through some turmoil. I mean, that is the Tower card. It is all about something coming to an end, something coming crashing down, something maybe going through a very sort of difficult time, something, stability and security having been sort of crushed, really, or, like I say, come down. Because often in the traditional pack, you see a tower crumbling. So the foundations of that tower have come under threat, and as a result the actual the structure is kind of just crumbling at that point, and you've got 2 figures falling out of the tower. So it does kind of signify endings, turmoil, chaos. It can be a shock. So I feel like in some respects this is what's going on in your connection at the moment. Now the Emperor card here can mean a number of things, but it does have a certain coolness to it. So in terms of feelings, the Emperor is a bit of a cool or detached card. It's not a card that is kind of particularly open or emotionally connected. So that also adds to the kind of Tower moment. So you might be in separation, there may not be a lot of contact or limited contact. You both might be guarding your heart. You both might have been hurt in this situation, which means you have to be quite guarded in your heart, and I totally get that. So there could be that going on. Now with the Knight of Pentacles is normally talks about, Knights are always about action in some way. Now the Knight of Pentacles is probably the slowest moving card, or one of the slowest moving cards in the deck. But it is normally a card of slow and steady growth and progress. So out of this turmoil and chaos, it could be that the connection, and we'll have to see what comes out here, is either looking to revive, but in a very slow and steady and secure way. So to build up security again, which would be the Knight of Pentacles, somebody who's building up security, stability in a very sort of grounded way. So it may be that, at the moment the situation is looking to revive and reconnect and build itself up again from the ashes almost, but it's very slow. Or it could be that you and your person are looking to build yourselves up again individually, and to heal and to get over what has gone on before, but to get back on a solid footing, get back on a solid grounding, either together or, as I say, individually. But let's see what we've got here. But there's definitely a coolness to the kind of feelings here. There was not a lot of feelings or emotional openings really in these cards. There's not a lot of sharing of feelings or expression of feelings. So like I say, you could be in separation, you probably are in separation. It might be a no contact situation or limited contact, or something like that. And because of a Tower moment where, the situation has come into possibly sort of painful separation. But anyway, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a sense of your feelings as well, because it's also, and if that doesn't sound like your kind of situation, then you might want to look at another pile, or maybe it's another reading. But that's kind of what I'm picking up from the general energy of the situation. But let's have a look at your feelings, pile number one. So please can you tell me, how is pile number one currently feeling towards their person? What is pile number one's feelings right now towards their person? What are they feeling? I've got Eight of Pentacles. I've got the King of Pentacles. Okay, what's pile number one's current feelings towards the connection right now? Knight of Swords. And the bottom of the deck. Three of Pentacles. I mean, I think from your point of view, what I'm picking up here is that there is a desire for you to build this situation up again, because it goes with the Knight of Pentacles. You've got the King of Pentacles here. I mean, Pentacles, you've got a lot of Pentacles in this reading. So you've got the Eight of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Three of Pentacles. And Pentacles as a suit is all about stability, security. It's about building, it's about growing in a very sort of practical, down-to-earth kind of way. So what I'm sensing here is that you want to grow. If there has been a separation between the two of you, you want to grow the situation again. You want to get it back on a stable, even footing again. You want to work at it with the Eight of Pentacles here, because this is a card of mastery. You want to work at that situation again. Now, it could be for some of you, I'm just picking up for some of you that this might be a work connection, because we've got a lot of work cards here. We've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, and it might be a situation where you like someone at work and you're asking, do they share the same feelings as you? Because the Emperor can also be a work card. It can be somebody who's in a position of authority, because, the Emperor is the ultimate kind of manager, boss, business owner, somebody who's got, who's fantastic at their career, very career orientated, really got, really in charge of that part of their life, certainly their career part of their life. So it could be that maybe they're your manager or your boss or something like that, and you work with them. And so it could be that you are seeing it as a work connection, but you're seeing it as that you want to build stability. What I'm getting from it is that you want to build stability and security with this person. I feel like you want commitment with them. So King of Pentacles is a very committed. Out of all the kings, there's wisdom in all of the kings. They're always a wise energy. But the King of Pentacles is somebody who is completely loyal, committed, strong, stable, solvent, secure, dependable, reliable, a great father, husband, provider, that kind of thing. And I'm sensing that all those qualities are what you want to build in this situation, what you want to have in this situation, what you want to rebuild maybe in this situation. And it goes to the Knight of Pentacles, which is to do it slowly, to build and create a solid foundation slowly. If it's a work situation, maybe you're thinking, oh gosh, I can't really do that because that would cause, I can't really reveal myself, or we couldn't really reveal ourselves because that might cause chaos or havoc or mayhem, or it might be a huge shock in some way if I reveal myself. But I think for you, And with the Three of Pentacles being the overarching energy, you know, you want to collaborate. That is a card of collaboration, and that is a card of mastery. So I'm feeling like you really want to get some commitment in this situation. You want to rebuild it, you want to make it solid, you want to make it firm, you want to make it secure, you want to make it stable, you want to work with this person, you want to collaborate with them, you want to have security and stability and, yeah, happiness, really. But there might be a bit, you know, you might be feeling with everything that's been going on, maybe with the Tower card here, a little bit cross. So there might be some intense emotions as well. You might be feeling quite cross. You might be feeling quite angry, because the Knight of Swords can be it can mean lots of things. But there might have been some angry communication. You might feel like you want to get things off your chest and communicate your feelings, and there might be a desire to do it in a very direct way, in quite a sharp way. You might feel like you've got a lot to say in that respect, and you might feel like you want to maybe you're feeling that the situation does need to be built up slowly, but there's also a desire for you to kind of rush back in. So there's a desire in you to want to rush back towards this person, to want to do this quickly. But we've got the Knight of Pentacles, who's the slowest moving knight in the deck. So maybe things are very slow. So maybe you're in separation. Maybe it's come down in a sort of like a very difficult way. There's been a lot of shock. And things are just stuck with the Knight of Pentacles here. Maybe there's literally no movement in the situation at all. And you are thinking, I want to build this up again. I want to get some security and stability back again. And I want to do it quickly, because the Knight of Swords is a very quick moving energy. You know, you want to get things back on track. That's kind of what I'm feeling where you are at in this situation. Now with the Eight of Pentacles, that is Hermit, Virgo energy. King of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, as with the Knight of Pentacles, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. So a lot of grounding. I feel like you really want to, and because we've got the Tower card here where things that were solid and secure have come crashing down, so, you know, like could be a split or a row or something that's caused the situation to lose its security. You're all for building that up again, and you want to build it up quickly. The Knight of Swords is a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. Three of Pentacles is Capricorn energy. So those are some of the astrological signs that I am seeing here. Let's have an oracle card for how you are feeling right now. So how's pile number one feeling right now? Please can you have an oracle? Please can you have an oracle card of how pile number one is feeling right now towards their person? Courage, time, courage. Yeah, that would go with the Knight of Swords, because that is bold energy. So maybe you're feeling there needs to be courage in this situation. You want to show courage in this situation. Maybe you want your person to show some courage. Maybe if you've been in separation for a long time, possibly for some of you, or there's a need for somebody to make a move. Maybe you're thinking, perhaps I should make a move towards this, get the ball rolling, and I need some courage here. Okay, so let's see how are they feeling right now? And let's see if it tallies in any way. So what are their feelings? Let's see now. So please can you tell me, what is part number one's feelings, person's feelings right now towards part number one? And is it mutual? Do they share the same feelings? What is part number one's person's feelings? The Fool. Seven of Swords. Seven of Pentacles, okay. And at the bottom of the deck is Temperance. Right, I mean, I think they have the same desire with the Temperance card here. But underneath that's slipping out is the Four of Cups. Four of Cups. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move some of these up so that we've got a bit more space. Going to move this along and see. A bit more space. So, okay. So the overarching energy for them is Temperance. Well, Temperance is about healing and balance. So I feel like out of something that has possibly gone wrong, their overriding energy, a bit like you with the Three of Pentacles, which is to collaborate, to talk, to work things out, and to, in a very practical way, they are also looking for healing, for balance in some way, as the overarching energy. But we also have the Four of Cups, and it kind of goes with these two Seven of Cards. So I feel they're not as close as you are in terms of wanting to just get on with it. I feel like in you're just thinking like we just need to get on with it. Let's just make this practical, because Pentacles is all about practical energy, just doing. You know, you just want to get on with it, just do it. Whereas I feel they're still, although they do desire it on a heart level, sort of with the Temperance, they're not as open and wanting to quickly come back into the situation. They're a little bit more, I think they're still feeling, because the Four of Cups really is when someone is not able to, so I think they're still sort of stuck in some hurt maybe that might have gone on in the situation, or they're still sort of a little bit disgruntled. Or maybe they're feeling that you are disgruntled and that you are still hurt, because that is the Four of Cups energy, when somebody can't really, is focusing on the negatives, they can't really see, you know, the good in the situation. So this person in this kind of like nice, what looks like a sunny day, has this umbrella over them. So they're choosing to be, they're sort of choosing to be in the shade, or you could read it, you know, that it's possibly this bird is actually helping them by putting an umbrella over them, but they've got their back to them. They're not sort of interested. They're not grateful. There's no gratitude. There's no thanks. So it's kind of like a little bit like that. They've got that kind of energy. So they sort of want healing, but they are still hanging on to resentment, or still hanging on to the negatives of the situation. And that would go with the Seven of Swords. So maybe something went on in this situation, because the Seven of Swords is about a tricky energy. So I feel like they might be holding on to resentments, they might be holding on to things that went wrong in the situation, things that weren't right, things that caused it to come crashing down. So they are more harbouring, resentments and negativity, whereas I think you are much more like, come on, let's just get over it and let's move on, and let's build this up again. So with the Seven of Pentacles is that they need more time. I think from their situation, Seven of Pentacles is about taking a pause, taking a step back, having a little bit of a break to reassess. So they're not quite as quick, or they're not quite as ready to jump back in, I think, in the way that you are. They still need, because Temperance is also about healing, so maybe they still need time to heal. That's kind of what I'm feeling. They still need time to heal. They want a new beginning, but I feel, if I'm absolutely honest here, what I'm sensing is that they are unsure as yet whether that is with you or whether that is alone. So they want a new beginning. They want to take a risk. They want to take a leap of faith and start something new. But for them, they are not ready to 100% leap back into this situation, whereas I think that you are wanting to do that, because they need to heal. They feel they need more time. They have not got over, you know, certain things that might have gone on in the situation. It might have been certain things that they've done as well. You know, it doesn't have to be that they think you've done certain things, but it might be certain things that they've done in their own behaviour, which they need more time to heal and get over. And that's probably why we've got this cool card here, the Emperor, because it's quite a detached energy. And it goes with this Four of Cups, you know. It's like a closed, somebody with their back to the situation, somebody that's still closed off from the situation. So my sense is that they want healing, they want balance, eventually. So I feel like this is a situation where this person is undecided, and that is why we have this kind of lack of clarity in their cards, really. I think you're much clearer, much more obvious, much more determined to kind of get things back on track. But they're still, they're still unclear, they're unsure. There is feelings here. They still do have feelings for you. They still want balance somehow. But I just think for them, they are still weighing things up in terms of whether they start this new journey with you or whether they start a new journey on their own. Let's see if we can get some clarity for you on that. Let's just ask, you know. Does pile number one's person, you know, do they want to, will they, let's say, because I think you want to come back to the situation. Let's just see, do they eventually want to come back to the situation? Is that what's going on? Does pile number one's person want to come back into this situation? Do they want to rebuild it? Let's see, what have we got? Hanged Man, you see, still this Maybe we're just not allowed to know in this reading. Strength. You know, do they still want to come back to this situation? Yeah, Knight of Pentacles. That's what we had there, the Knight of Pentacles. And Temperance again. So what I'm going to say from this is that Temperance has come up twice. So they definitely want healing and balance. I think what's going on here is a timing issue. I think for you, you want it quickly. But for them, they are not ready for it to be done quickly. And that's why you've got the Knight of Pentacles twice here and here, which is they are much slower in, you know, in terms of moving towards you. I think they will move towards you and move back towards this situation. So there is a shared desire for you both to be back together, but it's going to take them a lot longer to get back to that situation. So it's really about whether you want to wait around, really. Because I sense that, because what I'm sensing with you is that you're getting a bit frustrated with the Knight of Swords here. There's some frustration from your point of view. Because the Hangman is also about this waiting energy, this I feel like they have to do a lot of healing, or they think they've got to do a lot of healing, or change their perspective, or change themselves in some way. If they come back to the situation, there might be some resistance to them in sort of doing that, because maybe they weren't balanced. Maybe there was a lack of balance in them, and they're trying to get that. And they know they need to get that balance to come back into the situation. And it's, you know, it's requiring a lot of strength. So there's a lot of, you know, need for them to do a lot of healing, particularly if they did something with the Seven of Swords that wasn't quite right here. So they might have some tricky energy, they might have been working from their shadow, they might have been behaving from their shadow side, doing things that weren't right, and they know that they need to be better, they need to do that differently, they need to heal and see things from a different perspective. So now is not the right time for them to rush back towards you, but I think they do want to do that. So I think there is a shared desire for you to come together again out of this Tower moment, for you to be together again, but you might need to, if you want to, pile number one, of course that's entirely up to you, you might need to just be you know, more patient in this situation. I'm sure you've been extremely patient anyway, but you know, I think they're just not quite ready. It's, you know, it's going to take them a lot longer to get to the point where they're ready to come back into the situation than you. That's kind of what I would say there. But let's have a look to see what we've got here for pile number one and the person. Pile number one's person. Is there an oracle card for pile number one's person about how they're feeling right now? How are they feeling right now towards pile number one? Wholeness, yeah. That would go with the balance. I feel like they are trying to work on getting themselves back into balance, becoming whole, because they need to do that. Otherwise the situation isn't going to work. It's just going to be going, you know, it's going to be a repeat maybe of what went on before. So, you know, they want to make sure they come to you in a whole and balanced way. Now, in terms of astrological signs here, the Seven of Swords, I mean, that is Aquarius energy. Seven of Pentacles, that is Taurian energy. Temperance is obviously Sagittarius. We've got Sagittarius twice here. And Four of Cups is Cancer energy. Let's have one more angel card and then we will leave it here. So one more angel card for pile number one and their person. Yes. So there you go. Yes. So that could mean, yes, this is back on, going to get back on track, but it is about timing. I feel like it is about timing. And interestingly, here we've got the sun and the moon. This angel is holding the sun and the moon, which is like the Temperance card, which is about balance. So this person, I feel in particular, needs to get their balance and equilibrium back. They need to do some healing. They need to they've got enough awareness to know that they can't go back into a situation that may or may not trigger them again. They need to get themselves in the right space before they can come back into the situation. But that is your reading, pile number one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. But other than that, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, and welcome back to your reading. So today's reading we're doing, aren't we? You know, do you share the same feelings? Is it mutual? Are you on the same page in the connection? You know, what's going on? So you chose to come in to the reading under the Wheel of Fortune. That was your card there, and the little green aventurine. Plus, I've also got two of my Orosoni Inspiration cards that relates to the tarot. So this is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords, okay. And then this, so the Wheel of Fortune is 10 in the Major Arcana, and you've got the Ten of Swords. So definitely feel like it's like a possible that this has come into separation, this situation. This is actually the Six of Cups, the beautiful Six of Cups. And again, that relates to Orosoma, which is normally a kind of like a colour therapy that's in bottles, in coloured bottles, oil and water-based bottles. And they themselves, the bottles themselves, have a number. And this bottle is bottle number 45 that cancels down to 9. And of course 9 is also endings of a cycle, completions, new beginnings. So I feel like with all the numbers here, that this might be about a situation that you're asking, that you've come into separation with, or that is feeling like it's at the end of the road. Maybe it is in separation, maybe it is no contact, maybe you're feeling like it's coming into that, or it needs to come into that. With the Ten of Swords, I mean, the Ten of Swords is about a situation that looks like it's kind of over and done with. But with the Ten of Swords, like with any 10 cancels down to 1, as I always say, and that is always about new beginnings. So you end one cycle, you begin a new cycle. Now it may be, so these cards, what I've got here is really the cards of the general energy, of what I feel is the general energy of the situation or of the connection right now. So I'm feeling like there are some endings here. But maybe with the Eight of Fortune, it could be that it could have been that it was an unpredictable situation or unpredictable relationship, because that can be the Wheel of Fortune, because obviously the wheel is always turning. As we go through life, we go through ups, we go through downs, and we're always, nothing, the only sure thing in life is change, isn't it? That things are always changing, things are always moving. Now it could be that there is someone in this connection, or there is a feeling in this connection that it could be back on the up. It could revive. It could, you could reconcile. That could be, this wheel, that the turn of the wheel is on the up in terms of this connection, because you have the Six of Cups. Now the Six of Cups is a beautiful energy. It's like a soulmate energy. So I feel that there might be a lot of history to this connection, or there is the potential for there to be a lot of history to this connection, or maybe you just feel a very strong bond with this person, even if you haven't shared a sense of history with them. You feel a strong sense of connection to them, because the Wheel of Fortune can also be destiny, it can be fate. So it feels like a destined, fated connection, something that has a strong pull, a strong magnetism. But I think for a lot of you, you might actually be in separation from this person. There may be no contact, it's at the end of the cycle, or it feels like it's at the end of the cycle and it's going that way. So that is the sort of general energy. If it doesn't resonate with your situation, you might want another pile or another reading. But that's kind of what I'm picking up here. But there is a beautiful connection, or the potential of a beautiful soulful connection with the Six of Cups. You might be friends with this person, so you might actually be asking as well about somebody, whether they share your feelings because you're friends with them, or you've known them for a long time. Maybe you haven't had a romantic connection with them, but you've known them for a long time. They are, an old friend or something like that, and you're just wondering if they feel a little more for you in some way. But anyway, let's get a sense. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get a sense of how you're feeling in the connection. I just want to say a big thank you for sharing and subscribing. And just to remind you, it is a general reading. So take what resonates, leave the rest behind. You never have to take any messages that don't resonate with you. And it's timeless, so it should be good for whenever you are finding it. But let's go and see what is pile number 2's current feelings in the connection. So like I say, we'll have a look at your feelings, we'll have a look at their feelings and see what correlates, see if you are actually on the same page. So what is pile number 2's current feelings towards their person? What are their current feelings towards their person? What's pile number 2's current feelings? The Knight of Cups. Pile number 2's current feelings towards their person. Okay, 9 of Wands, Knight of Wands. Okay. I feel like you might be a little bit conflicted here, pile number 2. in your feelings, because, yeah, I've got 2 cards of action and I've got 2 cards of inaction, if you like. And that tells me that you're a little bit maybe mixed about how you feel about this situation. And that might be why, in a way, we've got the 6 of Cups and we've got the 10 of Swords, because that is a sort of an opposite energy. Because the 10 of Swords, 6 of Cups, sorry, I keep picking up. The 6 of Cups is this loving energy, this bond that you feel, this soulful connection that you feel. But the 10 of Swords is about an ending. It's about something coming to an ending. So, and it might have come to an ending in a painful way. So what I'm feeling is that you feel a strong connection to your person, that you feel a strong attraction to them still here with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is, a card of, Wands is always about energy, it's about attraction, it's about fire, it's about passion, it's about drive. It's usually about coming towards somebody. So maybe with the 2 Knights here, you would like to revive the situation again. You would like to put it into action. You would like to make it happen, because the Knight of Cups is about coming towards somebody with a romantic gesture, a romantic offer. I mean, maybe you're also feeling is that you would like them to do that. That's how your feelings are. You would like them to take some action, to come towards you in some way, possibly. But slap bang in the middle, we've got the 9 of Wands here, and that is a defensive energy. That is somebody standing up for themselves. It's like the wounded warrior here. So maybe you've been wounded in this situation, maybe you've been hurt in this situation, maybe you've had to stand up for yourself in this situation, you've had to stand strong, and you've been hurt. So I feel that is your feelings are conflicted because you have been hurt, maybe you've been treated badly, maybe you haven't been treated right. But you still have this feeling of love towards this person, this feeling of attraction towards this person. But the overarching energy of how you're feeling is the Hanged Man, which is that you feel stuck. So you feel stuck actually within these conflicted feelings, and that you are thinking that there needs to be a shift in how things are, if the situation is to ever come back together or whatever. There needs to be a shift in perspective, there needs to be a new way of looking at it. Maybe you're spending a lot of time thinking about things, going over what went on, going over events, replaying things in your head, looking for enlightenment or some kind of guidance, maybe about why things happened the way they did, or why it went down the way it did. That sort of stuff, really. It could have been that it was in cycles, this connection as well here with the Wheel of Fortune. I don't know if I mentioned that before. So it could have been that it was a cyclical thing. So, where you got together and then you went apart, and then you got together and then you went apart. So it was, maybe you triggered each other and there were a lot of triggers, and that's what pulled it apart. And now I just feel for you, what's underneath there? Yeah, Temperance, which is balance. I feel for you, your thing is that you want balance. You want a more balanced connection. So if it was in cycles and it was unpredictable and it was volatile, now you're thinking, there needs to be balance. There needs to be healing in the situation. It needs to be better. And you are taking the time maybe to heal now. Maybe you're taking the time to heal from this 10 of Swords situation. Maybe you're learning to love yourself here with the Knight of Cups. You're learning to love yourself. You're learning to value yourself. You're learning to care for yourself more, and to give yourself, with this angel here giving them, the 2 cups. I feel like you're filling up your own cup really in this situation if you're apart from them. But there is a strong bond here. You're feeling like there is a strong bond still towards this person. So I feel like you're a little bit conflicted in how you feel about this person, and a bit wary maybe. I feel like you might be a little bit wary of them. Now, in terms of astrological signs, the Knight of Cups is Pisces energy. I mean, Knight of Wands could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and the 9 of Wands is Sagittarius energy, and Hanged Man is Pisces energy. So let's see, how are they? Actually, let's have an oracle card for how pile number 2 is feeling. Please can you give me, how is pile number 2 feeling towards their person right now? How is pile number 2 feeling towards their person right now? Healing, that's interesting, isn't it? Because I just said with the Temperance there needs to be some healing Yeah, maybe you're feeling that this situation needs to heal, that there's something that's happened in it to bring it to an end, and there needs to be some time taken to do some healing, or that you're certainly feeling that you need to heal, and maybe they need to heal too in some way. So let's see how they're feeling. How is pile number two's person feeling towards pile number two right now? Does it correlate? Do they share the same feelings? How is pile number two feeling? The moon. Oh, this one wants to come out. Six of Pentacles. How is pile number two's person? I think they're missing you. I think that's if you're in separation, I think you probably are. I think they're missing you. Four of Cups. That's interesting. The Four of Cups and the Temperance card. I think we had the Temperance card underneath here. Came out in pile number one. So if you feel drawn to pile number one, you might want to listen to that. And then we've got the Emperor. And of course, the Emperor was the main card. Not this particular Emperor, but it was the main card for pile number one as well. So, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I feel that your person is mixed as well. So they are equally conflicted and confused, because the moon is about confusion. That is about confusion. And I feel like they are confused. They are missing you, because we've got this person just looking at the moon, her back's to it, but I feel like she's looking up at the moon, she's remembering, she has a lot of memories, she has a lot of, I feel like there's a lot of love. And there's also, the moon signifies depth. And it goes with the Six of Cups. Like, there is a depth to this connection. There is a undeniable bond between the two of you. And I think that you share that. That is shared between the two of you. But there might have been something. It might have been a hidden connection for some of you. So it might have come to an end because it was a hidden connection with the moon here. Or they might feel they've got to hide their feelings right now. They may feel that they can't reveal how they're feeling. So they may feel the way you feel in partly, which is that you still feel this strong love towards them, this strong sense of romance. But I'm feeling like theirs is hidden, but it's kind of like deep, deep, deep within them. It's kind of like a real, it's very deep. So they still have those feelings, but it's what kind of really at their core. It's maybe hidden from view. Now they are mixed because they would like to have this reciprocated energy between the two of you again. Part of them does want that with the Six of Pentacles here, because here we've got our two people having tea. It's kind of like a bit of give and take in this kind of like situation here, with the two of them enjoying each other's company, sharing the tea, that kind of thing. So I do feel that they want that reciprocation, but equally there is this resistance. There is this resistance to it as well with the Four of Cups, because the Four of Cups is about love. Both of these images have their back to, to the situation, really. So I feel like this person is defensive like you, has their back to the situation like you, because I feel like we've got this triangle here with you being defensive and then they also having this defensive energy, but equally you wanting them to come forward, or wanting them to come forward, and then wanting to have reciprocated energy as well. Now, underneath, the overarching energy for them is the Emperor. Well, the Emperor is a closed off energy, is a distant and detached energy, is an energy which would much rather... I feel like this person is trying to somehow cover up their feelings, or is trying to push their feelings sort of down. I think this person is much more comfortable in their head, being rational, being thinking. They feel it very deeply, but somehow they're not as open as you are, I don't think, in terms of being able to acknowledge their feelings or express their feelings. It's kind of very repressed. I feel like there's a bit of repressed energy with your person, actually. Because the Emperor is somebody who's very in control, very in command, very, has got everything going on in terms of their career and their whole life. They may be committed, so this might be a situation where, you know, this was like I say, this was a hidden situation. Somebody was committed, or they are committed in some way, so they have to hide their feelings. They have to push them down. They can't be open about their feelings, but they feel it here with the Six of Cups and the Moon at a very deep level. But somehow it's kind of easier for them to just be all up in their head and not really express it. But it's a conflict. I think both of you, what you share is conflicted feelings towards each other, where you want to come together, but equally you're not sure. And that's interestingly goes with the wheel, because we go up, we go down, we go up, we go down. So sometimes you feel you want to be with them, and sometimes you both pull apart. And that might be what this situation is, which is a situation of cycles, where sometimes you come together and you do, you know, because there's that strong pull, and then sometimes you pull apart, and that would go with all of these cards, because this is, you know, often these are cards of conflicting, mixed emotions, which go with the wheel, the ever-turning wheel, you know, things going up and down. Yeah, but I feel the overarching, whereas you are more into healing maybe, and wanting to do things differently. They are sort of stuck in kind of being in their head, and maybe not wanting to change in some way, maybe not wanting to change, maybe being quite stubborn. So I think that's so your person, I think, is more resistant to changing the cycle or the pattern, if that's what's going on here. Now, in terms of astrological signs, Moon is Pisces, Six of Pentacles is Taurus energy, and the Four of Cups is Cancer. The Emperor is obviously Aries energy. So that is what I feel. There is a depth of feeling here. There is love here. There is a strong bond between the two of you. But I feel like it's either a situation that's coming to end because it was in cycles, or maybe it is a cyclical situation and you're currently apart. And I feel like you want that cycle to change. You want it to be different. You want it to be better. But equally, you know, you're not sure because you've got this sort of defensive energy. But you definitely want healing for yourself. Whereas they want to have that cycle. They want to have that reciprocated energy with you, but they are also resistant maybe to kind of healing or changing it or making it different. They're quite stuck in their ways. They want it all to go their way, sort of thing. That's kind of what I'm feeling here with the Emperor card. Yeah, with the healing card, you might want things to be different, to be better. Let's see what card they have. What do we have for pile number 2's person right now? Well, that one wants to come out. Refinement, Dahlia. Refinement. Now that could be, refinement means tweaking, doesn't it? Making something better. Now the other way to read the Emperor is that it's a strategy, it's a plan. So maybe they're coming up with a strategy or a plan in some way for this situation. Maybe to move it forward. That's the other way of reading it. But let's see if we've got any other, before we leave it, let's see if we've got any other messages for pile number 2 and their person. What other messages do we have, or advice from Spirit? Within the next few weeks. So maybe you're waiting for something, some sort of communication from this person. That might be that why you've got the 2 knights here, that you want them to take action. So maybe there's some sort of timing within the next few weeks. There's going to be a change to this suspended state, this state of separation. What's this one? 2 here. Yes came out in pile number 1, I think. In the near future. So there's something here, we've got within the next few weeks, in the near future, and yes. So maybe there's something that you're waiting on, some kind of action here. And maybe you're thinking that they've been too slow, or they're being too defensive, or they're not wanting to take any action. Maybe this is something telling you that within the next few weeks, within the next month, or whatever, in the near future, there's going to be some action in some way. But can we please have, what is there going to be action on? action on what for pile number 2 and their person? What is this timing about? What is the timing about for pile number 2 and their person? What does it mean? Take those. Oh, love. Ace of Cups. King of Wands. 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like if you've been waiting with the 2 of Wands here, there's going to be some sort of message or something around a new beginning in love. You know, there's going to be renewed confidence in this connection, in this situation with King of Wands here. Something's going to happen to bring this situation back into connection. Maybe there's going to be a declaration of love. Maybe something that was hidden with the Moon card here, something that was repressed, feelings that weren't out in the open. Maybe there's going to be some message, some declaration within the next few weeks around a new beginning in love. Maybe it's a long distance thing here with the 2 of Wands here, looking out here. So maybe the Emperor is about them strategizing, coming up with a plan about how they're going to do that in some way. So maybe there's this kind of new cycle in love because there is finally an ending to a cyclical situation, or to a situation that was kind of up and down, or that looked as if it was sort of dead in the water. But anyway, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss an upload. But other than that, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, welcome back to your reading. And today's reading we're doing, aren't we? You know, do you share the same feelings? Are you on the same page? Is it mutual? What's going on in the connection? So you chose to come into the reading under the lovely Queen of Wands here, beautiful Queen of Wands. Just a great Queen of Wands, really, isn't she? So full of energy. And the yellow stone. Now, I've got my 3... I've got my little Aura-Soma Inspiration deck, which relates to the Tarot deck. And you actually got 3, whereas the other piles only got 2, but 3 came out for you. So let's see what they are. You've got... this is actually... Oh, this is the 4 of Wands. What 4 of Wands? So these cards, what I've done with these cards is I wanted to get a sense of the general energy of the connection right now. Yeah, so that's what these are, really. Then we've got the 2 of Wands. So there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of passion. There is a lot of chemistry and attraction in this pile, I think, straight away, because you've got the Queen of Wands, you've got the 4 of Wands, you've got the 2 of Wands. I mean, there's a lot of a pull, a real pull. And this even looks like fire, this card, doesn't it? But this is actually the Hierophant. But this just reminds me of a flame, actually. Because this yellow and orange here. Yeah. But this card the Hierophant normally in Tarot relates to commitment, but this card in Aura-Soma, or this bottle, because it relates to a bottle in Aura-Soma, which is like a bottle with an oil and water base of 2 different colours. This particular bottle relates to challenges and going through challenges, and that also relates to the number 5. So it could be that this situation is going through some challenges, or has gone through some challenges. For some of you, certainly, but there is a lot of fire, there is a lot of passion, there's a lot of heat in this situation. Maybe it's going through a heated situation if there has been some challenges, but there's I feel like it's got a lot going for it. So even, I don't know what's going to come out. I've got no idea what's going to come out in the cards. I don't know, but in terms of the actual situation with the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Wands is like a sort of twin flame energy. It's 11-11. So I feel it's got the Hierophant, it's got the 4 of Wands, it's got the Queen of Wands. So I feel like it's exuding sort of confidence, it's exuding energy, it's exuding fun with the 4 of Wands, because that also can be about a celebration, a card of celebration. Now the 4 of Wands can be the marriage card, and so can the Hierophant. So possibly this is about somebody that you are actually in. You're talking about somebody that you're actually in a long-term committed connection with, or that you're thinking of getting committed to them, maybe through engagement or marriage or something like that. But with the 2 of Wands, it just makes me feel 2 of Wands is a card of sort of waiting. So maybe there's been a few hiccups, or there's a bit of waiting or stalling for some reason in this situation, or maybe everything was going great, or everything's going great, but you just there's just, I think the pace has slowed a little bit, or something like that, or you're just waiting on something. There's some element of waiting here, or it can, two wands can indicate two things or two choices. So maybe there's something like that going on for some of you in this. But let's see. First of all, let's find out. I just want to say a big thank you if you have liked, shared, subscribed to my channel. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Just to say, it's a general reading, so please just take the messages that resonate, leave the rest behind. You never take a message that doesn't feel comfortable for you. And it's timeless, so it should be absolutely good for whenever you are finding this reading, whether you're finding it straight away after I upload it, or whether you're finding it a year from then. It should be relevant. Okay, so let's see. First of all, I just want to get a sense, pile number 3, of how you feel. Then I'm going to look at how they feel, and then I'm going to see if there's any correlation between the two of you. You know, are you actually on the same page? Do you share the same feelings? Let's see. So how does pile number 3 feel in this connection? 3 of Pentacles. How is pile number 3 feeling towards their person in this connection? What are their feelings? What's pile number 3's feelings? Okay. Ooh, okay. Ace of Swords, right. So that is very interesting energy here. And that might be why we got the 2 of Wands, because I mean, the overarching energy, as I said, of the situation is there's a lot of attraction, a lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of heat, but maybe some challenges here with the 5 in the Hierophant bottle. So maybe it was a committed situation, or it was a situation that you thought there was going to be commitment in, or you thought there was going to be you know, or maybe it was all going well, but it's come into this period of stagnation with the 2 of Wands here, because we've got the 5 of Swords here. So maybe something has happened to bring it into separation, or to put it on pause in some way, because the 5 of Swords, well, you can read the 5 of Swords in 2 ways. You can either read it as a card of defeat or a card of victory, depending on where you are in those 3 figures. So somebody here in the forefront is obviously the winner here. And then we've got 2 people in the back that are the losers. So I feel like maybe you're feeling a little bit defeated, possibly, in this situation, or sad about something. Maybe you feel betrayed in some way. Maybe there's a sense of betrayal. I'm getting, to be honest, what I'm feeling with you, and it was similar to pile number 2, is that you've got a little bit of a mixed thing going on here. So your feelings are a little bit mixed at the moment towards this person, because in the middle we have the 9 of Pentacles. Well, the 9 of Pentacles is an independent energy to all intents and purposes. So if you're in separation, for some of you, you might actually be okay in that separation. You might be getting on with things, you might be standing strong, you might be in a very, you know, step in your own power, feeling, you know, good, more or less. Certainly practically, certainly in a way which means that you can get on with your own life, you know, that hasn't been disrupted. But the Queen of Pentacles can be someone who's a little bit emotionally missing out in some ways. So although things might be okay on the surface, you know, you might be feeling a sense of loneliness, or a sense of something missing really in your life, and it could be this connection here. I feel like part of you wants to collaborate with this person, with the 3 of Pentacles here. Part of you wants to work with them, wants to get things back on track in some way. But there is this sense of maybe being betrayed, or being defeated, or maybe somebody, possibly somebody having not been honest with you, because the overarching energy is the Ace of Swords, which is a new beginning, but it's an authentic, honest new beginning. Now, it might have been something, as I think I said before, I think I might have hinted that there's 2, so maybe for some of you this was something got in the way of this connection with the 2 of Wands here, which can mean sort of 2 things really. So maybe something else got in the way, something came along to disrupt a connection, or disrupt the commitment of the connection, and there's a betrayal, there's a sense of defeat. but somebody else feels kind of victorious. But it's normally an empty victory in the Five of Swords, because it's at the expense of the people that have lost. So, if you think of a battlefield, there's always going to be a winning side, but it's usually because, another whole side has been slaughtered, or there's been huge loss or upset or turmoil. So it's kind of like a victory, but it has, a lot of negative things associated with it or attached to it. So that's possibly what's going on as well. So there might have been something else in this connection that disrupted disrupted the harmony of it, that came in. Maybe that was maybe that was an attraction for somebody else, or maybe there was a desire to have some excitement, a desire to have something new, something like that. But I feel your feelings are that you are happy being independent to some degree. You have got your life together, you're independent, but we've got the Three of Pentacles here, where you also maybe want to collaborate. You're open to a bit of collaboration, but there needs to be sort of honesty. There needs to be truth. You're very truthful, you're very honest, and you want that going forwards. Now, maybe in the connection before, it was all about passion. It was all about chemistry. It was all about attraction. It could have been, with the Four of Wands, a little bit of a twin flame connection. Now, twin flame connections, they can be, they can be fantastic when both people are on the same page in terms of their emotional intelligence and development. But if they're not, then it can be a tricky connection. It can be a runner and chaser. It can be a stop-start kind of thing. It can be a very triggering process, because you're triggering each other, one soul in two different bodies. You're often triggering each other. It might be why we have all the fire here, because there's a lot of fire and passion, but that also means there's a lot of triggering going on. So it could be that, because of that, there was some behaviours maybe that weren't quite right. And now for you, it's really important that if there is going to be a new beginning in this situation, it has to be honest and truthful. And the Two of Wands could be this kind of waiting period. If it's a twin flame thing, maybe you've come into separation, or there's this period of waiting, and maybe to reevaluate and to reassess and to work out how you're going to move forward. And for you, what you're thinking is that, I am possibly open to collaborating with this person and getting back on track, but it has to be with honesty and truth, really, and thought. It has to be thought out well. There has to be a plan about how we're going to move forward. In terms of astrological signs, with the Three of Pentacles, that is Capricorn energy. 9 of Pentacles is Virgo energy, and 5 of Swords is Aquarius energy. Ace of Swords could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini. Now, what I want to do is look at underneath here, because I feel like I'm being called to look at underneath. Yeah, the Queen of Swords, you see, also is your overarching energy, which goes with the 9 of Pentacles. You are very independent. You might be very independent from this person, shut yourself off from this person, detached yourself from them, protecting your heart, because the Queen of Swords protects her heart and is very, very, very focused on truth and being authentic. So if there was something that wasn't authentic before, you are very, very, very focused on making sure that if anything is going to happen in this situation, again, it has to be from a place of sort of honesty. But there's a real detachment to you, most of you, but I think there's also some of you, a little bit of you, that you would still be open to some kind of collaboration here. Let's see what else we've got for pile number 3 in terms of how they are feeling in this connection. How are they currently feeling in this connection? Cleansing, yeah. What just you're wanting it to be cleaned up. You're wanting there to be healing, and cleansing goes. It's a sharpness. Those are 3 lemons. There's a sharpness to that. Yeah. So you want to get rid of all of if it was toxic, if there was any toxic behaviour or anything like that in this situation, you want that gone. You're not interested in anything that isn't pure. That isn't on a heart, isn't spiritual as well, because number 25 comes down to 7, which is, you are interested in wisdom, you're interested in going inward. You might be doing a lot of soul searching yourself with the cleansing card here. You might be doing with the Queen of Swords a lot of thinking, a lot of introspection, because she's also quite an introspective card. She's very intuitive. She's the Queen of Swords. Nothing really gets past the Queen of Swords. So I feel like this situation, you're very astute to this situation, and you're not going to take anything that is going to be showy or that isn't genuine, that doesn't resonate with you in a kind of honest way. So let's see what they're feeling. How are they feeling right now? So please can you tell me, how is part number 3's person feeling? Does it correspond with how part number 3 is feeling? Do they share the same feelings? How is number 3's person actually feeling right now about part number 3? Temperance. I feel like these two are coming out. The Empress. Ooh. And the Ten of Swords again. Now we have did we have the Ten of Swords here? I can't remember. I think we had the Ten of Swords in, what was that one again? 2 of Wands. I think that's the 4 of Wands. No. So the Ten of Swords and Temperance, I think they both came up in pile number 1. So if you feel called to look at pile number 1, then you might want to take a look at that. And the 3 of Wands. Yeah, so they're waiting. There is an element of waiting. There is this kind of stagnation to this situation where it's kind of more on pause rather than, or maybe your person is feeling, I feel like your person is feeling that this situation is more on pause, but it's like they're getting a bit frustrated because maybe they're thinking it's like an unnecessary wait and we're just waiting too long, but they feel as well that it could be dead in the water, this situation with the Ten of Swords here. But with the Ten of Swords, there's always an element of the sun rising in the Ten of Swords again, because 10 always cancels down to 1. They see, their feelings for you is that, they see you as, they really elevate you. They've got a lot of love for you still, I think, here with the Empress card. They see you in a very loving way, in a very caring way. They've got a lot of care and nurture. They see you in a very attractive way. So that's probably why we've got the Queen of Wands here. Because there is a lot of an attraction. There is a huge attraction to you still, a huge... but the Empress is more about, it's not just about attraction. So I feel for them now, they're feeling a strong love towards you. Might be, like I said, there might have been a marriage here with the Hierophant and the 4 of Wands, because the Empress is the archetypal mother figure and also sort of like the archetypal wife, or kind of, wife-mother type figure. So this person, you might actually be married to this person, you might have been married to this person, you might be going through issues. So it might be that you have this committed situation with them, but it's kind of like with the 2 of Wands and 3 of Wands here, it's kind of stuck, it's in a stagnant place. And it could be because, somebody doesn't feel like they're being treated right in the situation. There's a sense of defeat in the situation. Maybe you're thinking about you want to move on, or you want your independence from this situation. But there's that little bit of a mixed feeling there, because actually, you're still part of you wanting to hold on to it. But it needs to be, in your mind, it needs to be cleansed and cleaned. And they see you as this beautiful Empress figure, who's such a gorgeous energy of care, nurture, attractiveness, abundance. I think they see you as overflowing with all the good things that they would want in a kind of partner, somebody who really looks really good and that they find really attractive. They want balance with the Temperance card here. They want balance. Maybe there's, with the Cleansing card, because Temperance can be doing things in moderation. So maybe there's something that needs, something in the situation needs to be cleaned up, needs to be, if there's been any toxicity or anything like that, something needs to be cleaned up, something needs to be, maybe more moderate, maybe more balanced in some way. But they definitely want that, and that also is about healing. These 2 cards are beautiful, but they're feeling, they're feeling with the 10 of Swords here very hurt. I feel like underneath you feeling very hurt and betrayed and defeated, they feel very hurt and defeated, and that the situation has sort of come to an end, but the whereas you're sort of like thinking, oh, you know, I wouldn't mind, I'm still holding on a little bit to this situation, I still feel like we could collaborate a bit. I feel like your person is thinking, yeah, I really want to collaborate, I really want to create, because also the Empress is creative energy, it's the ultimate manifester in the pack along with the Magician, so they want to manifest something again with you. Definitely, they definitely want to create up and build up something again. And it could be that we've got this Queen of Wands, this Four of Wands, because they're very excited to do that. They see it as a really strong connection, sort of a, you know, like that kind of soulful connection, and they want to build something up again with you. They want the, you know, to rise from the Ten of Swords, to begin again, to have a new beginning, but they're sort of stuck. The overarching energy is that they feel there's a sense of stuckness to it, a sense of waiting, a sense of it being on hold, you know, a sense of this not being able to move forward, because this person is stuck here. She's holding the ship. Maybe they're feeling that you are preventing it from moving forward, that you've closed yourself off, that you've detached from the situation. Maybe you're inaccessible. Maybe you made yourself inaccessible and they can't get anywhere near you. But you're definitely... I feel like your person is much, you know, more focused on coming back into the situation maybe than you are. They are wanting, not that they're much more focused in terms of action, but they're much more focused in terms of thinking about it, dreaming about it, wanting it, having good memories of you, whereas you are kind of a little bit like that, but I feel like you're more on an independent track, really, pile number 3, if I'm honest. So Temperance is Sagittarius, the Empress is Taurian energy, and the Ten of Swords is Gemini energy, and Three of Wands, that is Aries energy. So yeah, so that's where I feel you both are at, but let's see what we've got in terms of what have we got for pile number 3's person. An oracle card for pile number 3 about how pile number 3's person, about how they feel towards pile number 3 right now. What's this one? Longevity, Chrysanthemum. Yeah, I feel like they're wanting to build with the Four of Wands here, with the Hierophant. They want to build up commitment again, I feel, with you. Or commitment. I feel like I want to take out another one. I didn't in any of the other piles. And attraction. Yeah, you see, they have got attraction towards you. That would go with all the wands. There's a strong chemistry. This person is feeling a strong chemistry, a strong attraction, and maybe it was attraction just before. Maybe before it was just about attraction, just about excitement, just about fun, because that is all about wands, really. Fun, excitement, you know, attraction, fire, passion. But with the longevity here, it just makes me feel that they are wanting to create something with the Empress and the Hierophant, more you know, more lasting and more long term, but they feel like they can't move forward with that because maybe they're thinking you're not really interested. But anyway, let's see if we've got one other of these cards for both of you. Any other advice from the angels for this connection, please? Any advice here? What have we got? Recovery. I feel like this person definitely wants a recovery. Peaceful resolution. Yeah, they want a peaceful resolution to it. I feel like they're a bit more on board than you are, if I'm honest, in terms of bringing it back together. Or they seem to be more focused. A year from now, a bit of timing there, maybe you need more time. And this says unlikely. So maybe that's you saying, I feel like it's more like you saying unlikely. What's at the bottom of the deck? Up the deck. Improving health. So maybe somebody's health has been affected in this situation and there needs to be some healing. And then we've got within the next few weeks. I don't know why I keep looking at these cards at the bottom, but so yeah, so maybe there's something around timing. Maybe they want to do something quite quickly, but you want to do something at a slower pace. Maybe you need more time to heal. But I definitely feel like they want to recover the situation. They want to bring it back into balance, something like that, and a bit more than what you do right now, pile number 3. But anyway, that's been your reading. If you've liked it, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you never miss an upload. But other than that, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.